about to get into some gameplay of domination. My team 2K19. Just wanted to announce all that real quick, but let me show you guys my team real quick. We got Steve Nash at the point, Russell Westbrook at shooting guard, LeBron, KD, and Shaq at the starting lineup. And then as you can see, the bench. Who's gonna be playing is the first. There. Let me make it simple. The first five. And those will be the starters. Everyone else are extra. Mark Gasol is strictly here because he has a diamond contract, because it was the first diamond card I got, and he was a beast at the time. I did not know he would eventually not use him, or I probably would save all those contracts. At the moment, we have some packs. We'll save those for later. But like I said, we are finna play offline domination, because right now I'm lagging a little bit on online for some reason. Don't really know why, but I just don't want to take the chance of getting some losses. But I have not played domination. These 3 wins right here are all from today, one and dones. Pretty easy. I blow them out by the 30 or whatever. It's just pretty entertaining to watch. And also this domination match against the Blazers, I recorded that match and commentated on that match, but I did not save it, so that one's out the window. So we are actually, I'm able to record this one, and we will get into the OKC match and things like that. So through this video, I will be giving you guys any tips and things like that that might help you guys out in my team. I'm a big my team player. Oh wow, this team is way better looking than the Blazers were for sure. And Pink Diamond KD, it's gonna be tough. And we got Russ and KD in the same positions as their Russ and KD. It's pretty interesting to see how this matchup goes. But like I said, pretty entertaining to watch. You usually throw a bunch of lobs, make a couple smart plays, give you guys a couple of pro tips here and there when it comes to playing against the computer. I'm gonna give you guys mainly tips that will help you play against people that are off ball, things like that, because we are playing offline right now. So this is the computer. This is not the top defense, because these cards are not like Galaxy Opal Pink Diamonds, so it's not like they will be putting that much pressure as you might see nowadays on the thing. And I know it's late in the year, but I just wanted to get some videos out, just chilling out today. Felt like I was doing some entertaining things, so I thought I would stream it. And Nash, can we get one and one? Not an and one, but it felt like it should have been. Okay. Not the biggest fan of Nash or Russ. These 2 cards are just Galaxy Opal, so obviously I did not want to not use them. So put them on a team, and I do not spend money on this game, or I have not actually, let me correct that, not spent money on this game in quite some time, since early in the year. I have not. So all these cards either come from locker codes, or they're really cheap on the auction house and things of that nature. So let's get into this match a little more. KD, wanna knock it? Yeah. So Pink Diamond KD for you. But so you want to. Here's a tip right here about on balling. A lot of people aren't maybe that comfortable on balling or things like that. But what you want to do is just stay in front of your man. Is the best just straight up advice you want to do. Well, I know it comes simple, but what I mean really by staying in front of your man, I mean not trying to predict where they're going. And that release was way off, because I'm not, and that's the reason why I'm not do not like these guys, because I'm not a big fan of their release. Not a big fan of Nash's release, Russ's release. So that's why I'm not the greatest bailout. All right, so let me give you guys a tip right here. When it comes to, if you say, let me see here, let me actually look at the whole defense. There wasn't really anybody open or any great passes here. So what I went for really was the when you're this close under the rim and there's not much really options, say as far as passing, and say you probably been in the lanes too long where you can't really pass out. Always you want to hold up on the R stick because it usually gives you a bailout animation if you have a high enough post hook. I think is maybe what it goes off of, but I know even if it gives you that straight up post hook overhead, it's usually a pretty good shot 9 out of 10 times. So anyways, here we just went straight up on the analog stick and it pretty much forced us in there. This isn't the best animation, but as you can see, it kind of pushes our defender out the way. And if Kemp wasn't there, this would have just been a complete, easy shot. But Kemp was close to getting that one, and Shaq was open after that. But if you ever get in a sticky situation, this is always the best way to go. It gives you a bailout, and usually, anytime you play against a computer and they make some crazy things, that's usually the type of animation or layup they usually get is something like that, something like that. But up on the R stick, while posting up under the rim, it usually always give you oh wow, he got that board. Always give you a decent animation. But like back to what I was saying earlier, I just wanted to pause and talk about that real quick. But back to what I was saying earlier about sticking to your man is you want to just stay in front of them and not predict because you can keep up with pretty much even blow bys things like that on my team if you're patient. So you might, if you felt like they're trying to drive, you might want to just step back, but don't try to predict their direction because if you guess wrong, there's usually an easy, straight to the rim, if not an easy layup, a foul, or easy kick out or something like that. Easy just offense for them at that point. So you don't want to give up any easy drives. So say such as this, I'm pretty sure a lot of people may notice as well, but you want to stay on the side that there is no defenders to catch. Down here, he got by me because he's way quicker than Nash, or feels like anyway. But you want to stay on the side of your man on the opposite team where there is no one that can help you from behind, if possible. I'm not, no. Don't want to be flashy right now. I just want to give me some easy buckets. Move the ball around is the best way to go around these situations. Let's see if we can. No, I don't think we're gonna beat out Kemp, and I'm not confident in Nash's dunking ability. But if that was Russ or anybody else, I would have went up with it. But another tip I will give you guys in just a second when I back on offense. But like I said, you stay on your man. A lot of times, my biggest drawbacks is when my computer is defending. Is usually when I'm not. When my team usually scores. So say I'm guarding my man, and then the computer on my team is he lets a man cut to the basket, and that's usually how I get scored on mostly on Ultimate. My what's the team? What's it called? The game? I can't think of the game mode for online for my team, but my team Ultimate, I think is what it's called or something like that. Oh, I didn't. Well, he caught it. Brian. Looking for the open man right there. Usually would have ooped that up, but I was not sure the way KD had his feet planted, if that would have been a good idea. Okay, yeah. It should be open. I'm not the biggest fan of that release. Somehow, he usually misses even that. If it's not straight up a green, he usually, for Galaxy Opal, he misses shots like that for the most part. I'm not the biggest fan of Nash. I just like he's a good playmaker, and that's all I really want. And he keeps me focused on playmaking with my point guard and stuff. Like trying to usually when De'Aaron Fox gets in here, when my bench gets in here, you guys will probably see I will end up starting to just like uh 101 ISO stuff like that with De'Aaron Fox because he's just a quick and great scorer and things like that. But I try to. Nash keeps me focused on moving the ball around, which is usually always the best way to score on here. 1-on-ones are great for triple threat, which I am pretty great at as well. Oh, I didn't realize I had. I botched that play right there completely. I had plenty of chances right there, but I was trying to go for the shot with Wade, but I did not realize I had my icon on. So when I pressed X, it passed out. So But yes, I currently am have been off for a while of streaming and posting on YouTube and things like that. Just strictly because I've been busy with school. But now summertime. I got a couple of days off, and I just decided I want to see if I can get back on that scene. It was never big or nothing, as you guys probably can see if you're on my channel. Now, still not big, but legal. Just want to post some content. I feel like it's entertaining enough at times when I'm playing. I usually get a lot of entertaining lobs and take crazy. It's always crazy plays going on when I'm playing. I should definitely start posting triple threat because I usually get some crazy stuff happening when I play that. Crazy lobs. De'Aaron Fox is a monster. I'll show you guys my team. Well, I can just tell you it's De'Aaron Fox, KD, and LeBron, and those three are complete monsters on triple threat. Just the one biggest problem I have on triple threat is my KD when he goes against dominant centers like Shaq and Yao Ming. It's pretty hard to contest those like layups and stuff like that. But occasionally, we get some stops, but that's the biggest problem. But those are just tools at the end of the day, so it's not the biggest, that big of a concern. Right here, we should get. Oh, so there should have been a miss, but I guess not. In a minute, we'll go by 20. Right now, I'm focused on commentating and other things, so it's my defense may be a little not the best at the moment. But usually, I can get about like a steal every other play. I would try to go for one there. Some teams on I think this all time for domination. Some teams have really not the best point guard, so you can just kind of run up on them and get it. And some teams have point guards you better not reach on. I was playing against Ricky Rubio on the Timber against the the Timberwolves. And I can't believe I missed that layup. And they would not let me get any steals for that. But I went against Allen Iverson on the Nuggets, and the game was letting me pretty much get what I wanted. And it was a risky pass. I knew that, but I just took it because if it went through, it would have been an easy layup. But here let's see, try to step up our offense just a little bit. Let me predict where De'Aaron's at. See if we can get this easy foul. If not a dunk, it would have been a dunk. But 10 out of 10 times that animation happens, you can't even get the ball up in the air. So a lot of times I've never seen that animation finish where you actually get the layup off or the dunk. I always feel like it's a good animation where I feel like if you still should get the foul plus occasionally you should be able to make that dunk or at least miss it if you just attempt it. But a lot of times they completely smack the ball out of my hand. And yeah, I was gonna say, and that's why he is a diamond. And why he's still on my team is that should be, yeah, what a beast. De'Aaron Fox, what a beast, in there by himself getting that board. But Smith is he's for a diamond. He's just too big and too good in my opinion. That's why I leave him on here. I do have other pink diamonds that can replace him, things like that. But or I could get one if I don't have one, but I'm very confident in him. So this game is pretty tight right now. Obviously, All-Star Domination is a mode you would play, or Domination in general is a mode you would play pretty early in the year. So you wouldn't even have diamonds. It's too. You might have diamonds, but you definitely wouldn't have pink diamonds or Galaxy Opals to contest with these other diamonds and pink diamonds, things like that. So it makes it really, where you at, Davis? No, that would have been entertaining, but I meant to give it up to Davis. I guess I was moving forward too much, but usually this is supposed to be a very hard game mode to beat, especially with just the normal. You normally would just have like amethyst at the most usually, or diamonds if you're lucky, or if you know that big of a grinder at the time you actually would be playing this mode. So right now it's just strictly I just never got to it, and for me it shouldn't be nothing but a blowout every game for against them at the moment with my current team and stuff like that. And like I said, I got most of these players from all either locker codes or really low at the auction house. Uh, I did used to spend quite a bit of MTI. You know how one time I spent like for one of the just diamond LeBrons, I spent like 100 or close to 200 MT. Nah, I meant the icon that one. It was supposed to go to Wade. Almost 200 MT for the Diamond LeBron, and now I had got the Pink Diamond LeBron for like less than 100 because of the because it's so late in the year. And as you can say, call timeout. So usually when they call timeouts, two or three things, one of two things happens. I couldn't get my words. They're usually either really tighten up on defense or they really make the wrong decisions, and it's just kind of becomes an even bigger blowout for the most part. So I leave all my settings. I leave all my settings on manual. So substitutions, minutes, and all of that good stuff. I control who comes in, out, timeouts. I control that. Um, I don't call plays. That is just I usually just don't because it just adds confusion on my screen. But I mean, I've gotten better with it now when I play. When I was playing, what was I playing? I would play. I was playing play now or play online on the menu. So I was, I got up to what am I in uh Europe League, I think now on there. So I started doing plays on there just because it was just hard to do anything else with the teams I had. So Wade, that was a bad release. So I don't call plays though on my team though, but on if I'm not using a team I'm not familiar with, then I usually do call plays. But it's usually your team, so you usually know uh what to do on here. And that was should have been still in there, but that was not who I was going for on that lob. But it's crazy how that one was just not in there. Here we go right here. They didn't surprisingly they didn't show the replay on that one. AD was wide open for that. All right, we had to foul. Oh, really? We actually didn't. He had to shoot that. That was so we could have just contested it. But I was afraid of the pass. But I didn't realize the time limit was so low. So we could just let him shoot it. Say we got the stars back in. Third quarter's gonna start up. Gonna just throw one up. We got it off in time. I made one earlier with somebody. I can't even remember online, but it was after the buzzer went off. I was mad about it, but Russ with the three. So let's check out the halftime stats. So we got plenty of blocks on steals. I usually have about 10 steals at this point. I usually have like 15 assists and maybe like 12 or so rebounds at this point. But like I said, I'm commentating, focusing on commentating now, so I'm not going super hard on them, things like that. But if there's anything, just I say focus on like what I'm doing. It comes natural to me, so I'm not. It's not much I can really explain about why I decide to pass to who I decide to. But there is something I can say about that. But I'm gonna tell you what I mean in a second. It probably was confusing, but I'm a lot of things just come natural to how I'm playing, so I can't really give you tips on like, oh, why does he do that and stuff like that. That's what I mean. And let me look at who's trailing. KD. I usually do not shoot shots like that, so I'm not the best on that release. And he botched an open three. I think we're gonna go with LeBron here. Should be wide open lane. KD was open. I saw it. Good shot, boy. All right, so team stadium, my team uniforms and stadium is Memphis Grizzlies because I am from Memphis and I'm a big fan of the Grizzlies and just repping my city. They're not my favorite team, but just repping my city here. And you got the FedEx logo. FedEx Hub is in Memphis. If you're not from there and did not know. Kemp. Oh, I think this is. Let me take advantage of this matchup actually, because Kemp is not supposed to be a center, and once again, he came out, but once again, I did the forward. They usually would go in anyway. when you're playing offline, I feel like there's either maybe the difficulty's higher than online, but there's like a you miss certain things you normally make. This shot right here would have normally went in online for sure. With at that, they getting that close to the rim, things like that. Okay, good DKD. I think this is not a great release. But like I said, not the biggest fan of Nash's and Russell's release. I would occasionally green them, occasionally just start making them or just consistently shooting them. But not just that's but they're strictly on my team because they are Galaxy Opals. He was able to make that, and that was a slightly bad release. But I think he has Hall of Fame pick and roll maestro for sure. He should have it. Ooh, yeah. Okay, that's why Kemp said the 4-5. He's definitely there. He's quick releases that quick, and he normally doesn't make those. He normally doesn't make those, but I saw the space, and I know his release is very insanely quick. Is why he is still on the starting lineup instead of De'Aaron Fox. Like I said, De'Aaron Fox is my go-to card, but he has made his way sadly to the bench since I've obtained these Galaxy Opals. But you guys will see a little bit of his game. And he's a very underrated card. He pretty much does everything I in my play style I enjoy, such as that was very contested. I was hoping to get like a dunk, and that's one thing about this Smite's card. Smith is he definitely does not he doesn't dunk as much as he should at his height. You got to be completely open or complete, open, like I said, drive or right on the rim, open by yourself, or catching a lob. Even if on lobs, you might even just lay it up. But yeah, but De'Aaron Fox he's quicker in my opinion. He feels quicker than any other card. Even Galaxy Opal, he gets these insane dunk animations such as that, and he's quicker than cards such as Galaxy Opal, Russell Westbrook. In my opinion, he is everything I look for in a car. He can shoot. He has quick and he has great defense. But mainly, I don't look for shooters who can like Clay, who can only really shoot and who can shoot deep, like Clay and Curry and things like that. Curry can do a little more if you get a good enough like Galaxy Opal card or things like that. But he's not the best when it comes to dunking. So I like a mixture of Russell and Steph. I want him to be able to finish at the rim over bigger, defenders. Like Damian Lillard is a perfect example. More bigger, popular player example. He can finish at the rim with athleticism. He can dunk over the bigger guys and things like that. Then and then, and can shoot as deep as Curry. And I think we want to get this up to Davis. I should have. There was a time I would have just ooped it, but I have to go up here because of the time. And like I said, that's a bailout right there. As you guys, if you guys didn't notice, that was a um, up on our stick. And instead of X, a lot of times people X everything, but up on R stick in those situations usually gives you a pretty good bailout. And if you're driving and you go up on the R stick, I think I might say L stick, but up on the R stick, guys, up on the R stick post up, go up on R stick. But if you're driving, you go up on the R stick. It is supposedly supposed to give you a animation that you're more likely supposed to get fouled on. It's for those. So, like I said, I'm very comfortable with De'Aaron Fox. He's on my triple threat team instead of Russell, and it's just strictly because I like his dribbling, his dribble. He feels quicker, like I said, and he just does everything. I feel like the biggest release. I mean, his biggest drawback is his release, and that's why I feel like most people don't really pick him. His release is just a little slow on the slower side, but I green it every time. It gives you enough time to, you just gotta make sure you get the spaces all with him. And I need to stay away from uh pick calling all these pick and rolls. It's not the best play to play against on the computers, especially on online. But usually on here, if you got the better team, it's usually not a bad place. but I try to stay away from it sometimes. I don't know how this. Hopefully, he does not. Okay, good. He went up with it. So I say, hopefully, he did not pass it to. And yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know if my highlights are off for now or not, but they was last couple games. They would show. That would have been a highlight. They were pretty much everything was a highlight. And like I said, even Russ can't get this many like steals or picks on the thing as De'Aaron Fox can. It feels like. Yeah, these pink diamond cards, if you actually time your half court shots, they come pretty close. It's probably a good chance you're gonna make those if you shoot them enough. I usually don't throw it up because it's pointless. But if you do it, you will probably get one like every 10 attempts. If you get like a pretty close release, not those red very late or very early releases. No, you probably get one of those every 100 throw ups or something like that. And I see Anthony Davis open. I don't. Yeah, you just gotta make sure you get space like that. Their release was too slow, and sometimes his release feels slower than others, and that's why I shot that one too early. But it was a bad release. But usually you gotta give him space. As you can see, look how much space he had there, and still how much time he needed to release it. But other than that, he is wonderful. Oh, is this the third quarter or is this the fourth quarter? Okay, fourth. Okay, good. I was gonna say, man, I need to put my stars in, but this is still a good time for him to throw it. Oopa, no, I think we'll keep it moving. Good hustle. Good hustle anyway, pit him. Harden, really, that is interesting. I don't Was Harden really that great when he was on OKC? I thought he didn't get this great until he was on the Rockets. But he's on the all-time team, so he must have been really a bucket back in the day. I thought he was still young and wasn't uh you know wasn't really as great as he is now. I just thought, but we're up by 20 now. Uh, I don't, I don't really blow him out as badly as I do if I'm not commentating and not streaming and things like that. But I'm focused on what I'm saying and making sure I'm giving out tips and things like that. So I'm not as focused as I would be if I just had like some music or something going, or just relaxing. KD did not mean to give him that much space. But let me see. Let me see if I can give you guys a tip right here. Let me use Russ. So here we go. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's look at where we are now. Right now. Oopsie. Dan even got his nose hair. That's kind of crazy. So when it comes to offense and you're moving the ball around, a lot of people struggle. I feel like moving the ball around or knowing who to move the ball to. And a tip right here I want to give out is look not at your or not look at your players, but look at the defenders. Look at who's closest. Say so. I think I want to get a better one than this, but so let's see here. Okay, yeah, I just need everyone to move a little bit instead of being so congested. But Russ on Russ. Oh yeah, okay, they're both at the thing. Okay, so you want to first look at who really is closest to you. So say in this sense, you really would say you would look at Sean Kemp. And then you will look at where Shaq is at. And right now, Sean Kemp's right on Shaq. But you want to look at the defenders closest to you and then branch from there. So you want to focus in on who has the ball and then just branch out to look at the closest defenders. Because some of them might have came in to double team or to stop the drive and things like that. So per se, LeBron would have been open. Is that Ray Allen? I don't know who this looks like Ray Allen. Yeah, that's Ray Allen. Say Ray Allen came in for a double team, and I would have looked. I'm looking at that defender, and so if I look at that defender, I know immediately that someone else is open. So that's your first indicator that someone is open. Instead of actually looking at the three, it would take you longer to look at the whole 3 point line rather than to look at the defenders next to you and like, oh, I have two men on me, so there must be someone open. Obviously, if you know who's guarding who, then that helps too. That helps actually a lot. So I wouldn't have recognized Ray was guarding LeBron in this situation, but I would have seen once I iconed, I would have probably noticed LeBron open. So it would have kicked it out to LeBron. But you want to look at initially who the closer defenders are rather than who are open. The player looking at your players and see who's open. Oh well, since this is since this is a mismatch, we will take advantage of that. We're not able to score or finish, I should say. Russ with the open three, and this makes it. We will counter with KD. I think we want to ISO here. Looks like he's giving us space. Well, not as much as I thought. So we just take advantage of this mismatch here with Ray Nash. That was actually a very off-time release because it took him way longer than I thought to get the ball. So that should be in there because it's Ray and he's Hall of Fame catch and shoot. But yeah, so they are starting to. Yeah, I hate those. I hate that animation. It never gives me the opportunity to finish that at all. But they are starting to press us on D. And wow, that I do not like when it gives me that camera angle at all. But anyways, we'll press on. But if it helps at all, just to watch how I am moving the ball or playing D, off balling, on balling, things like that. A lot of things I don't even notice I do anymore. The other people might be like, "Oh, I didn't think to do that," and so I think I should have probably could have took that one. Yeah, oh, I didn't realize KD was on Shaq, and that would have been an easy mismatch. But they came back 10-0. They went on a 10-0 run on us. But like I said, it's a computer. A lot of times when I'm really not focused, they can since they are on. I want to say about Hall of Fame difficulty. But this is tip here for online though. If you get to this point, it's just a good time to call timeout. I'm just doing it as an example here. Good time to call timeout, slow the game down for them, stop their momentum. A lot of times, I always if the team I'm going against online, a lot of times my train of thought is to they just score one, let me go get one real quick. But if you're constantly causing turnovers and you're losing the ball, things like that, you want to slow down the game their momentum because usually I feel like even the game's mechanics gives them a slight edge in those situations when they're coming back on defense and they make your passes sloppier and more likely to get picked off and things like that. I feel like when they're coming back and things like that. So it's always a good time to call timeout. You mentally give yourself a refresher, reminder, things like that. Whatever you need. But here we will press on. And as you can see, a shot like that usually would have went in if they weren't coming back and things like that. It gives them even it makes me a little more off and things like that too. Until you get like a really undeniable bucket where the game can't tell you no. But yeah, OKC is really, pressing up on D. And I'm really just focused on kind of keeping the commentating going. But as you can see, they are diamonds and they will make crazy stuff like that. Let's see you take advantage of this mismatch here. Mismatch. There is actually plenty. Is Ray Allen still in? Yeah, I think Ray Allen's still in. There's plenty of mismatches here I could be taking advantage of. I'm just not a big mismatch fan. I like to stick to ball movements, open shots, and easy drives. If I can, I like to throw out a move or two there, see if I can get some space, and I try to take advantage of that. Things like that. I attack the basket when I get the chance. A lot of times though, if I get really passy, I start really just throwing the ball around. A lot of times if my hands really get sweaty or if my thumbs start getting tired or something like that, which is never, but it feels like I might slack off sometimes on pressing icon buttons fast enough, things like that. So I miss passes. And like there, my fingers slipped on the icon past LeBron and made me do it a few seconds later than I was trying to. But I'm not pressed about this match or nothing because I really just want to focus on keeping the commentating going. But I don't think much else is going to happen here. So you guys just want to forward to after the game. I'll leave it at that. All right, guys, we're gonna look at the stats here real quickly. It wasn't that big of a blowout. I wasn't, at the end, I really wasn't even trying too hard to not, make up for the lack of, their comeback. But I'm still trying to get better at making. It's hard for me to focus and commentate, so a lot of times I start to slack off near the ends and stuff like that. But yeah, as you can see, KD 14, Dwayne 14. Usually, my biggest contributors are usually always LeBron, Wade, and LeBron Durant and Shaq. Usually, my backcourt, I mean my front court is usually always tough when it comes to scoring. They're usually always hard to guard and they usually get their points. More so since I just got Nash and Russ and I'm not too great about the releases. They're so with me when sometimes they go off like Nash. I think Nash had a couple buckets here and there. I think I took him out when he got hot, but he probably could have pushed a little. Got probably could have got 20 with him on this one. It was no real point guards that were really heavy on D here. But let me guys, just show you guys my triple threat team, which I think I already told you, which was LeBron, uh, De'Aaron Fox, and Kevin Durant. But let's see. Yeah, this is why these packs are unopened, by the way, too, because I have just done all those matches today. As you can see, LeBron, Aaron Fox, KD, they are very unstoppable. And we're going to just go to my team real quick, just so I can just give you guys another rundown. As you guys already told you my starters earlier, my benches, you can see, you guys saw who played. We got Richard Hamilton. I used to use his Ruby card early on in the year, and that card was very, probably the best Ruby card. It might as well have been an Amethyst because it was insane at the time. And then we got Jalen. Before I got Steven, I recently got Steven Nash recently, like 2-3 days ago or something like that. So I made room for him, and I picked Anthony Davis. basically you could have just moved these three up, and Anthony Davis was the four, and then we would have Scottie Pippen at the four on the bench, and then we would have Jalen Brown as the small forward on the bench too, and we were that was why he's still here, and we have Gasol here because he has a diamond contract, so it's just free for him to be here. I probably should also add the other players I had gave diamond contracts too, but yeah. So, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna hop off now. If this is on, if I would decide to post this on YouTube, please subscribe or like, whatever. I will be posting more. I also play Apex. Also a big, gonna get back into when Gears comes out 5. We'll be on that. Call of Duty, everything very much your hype for. I'm gonna be on 2K20 when it comes out. I will be on there for sure. Probably early, giving more early my team tips and things like that if I have time. I just have a lot of off time right now, so I decided to just go and stream. It was pretty. I was doing some pretty entertaining things earlier. I would not so much this recording against OKC because they were a little tougher team, and I wasn't really focused. But if I was, just relaxing and just had some music going and could really focus on what I was doing, I would have blew them out probably by 30, things like that. I'm more of a very like defensive guy, so when we get defensive stops and then we're gone on the fast breaks, and it's pretty much Lob City. We're like on fast breaks. We're like the Lob City Clippers. Um, Things like that. But like I said, we'll be getting off now. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, put them in the comments, and I will respond. Also, if you have any ideas for me, you want me to do something, anything like that, we'll do it. My team's not the best. I'm not the number one or best in my team player. I'm not bad by any means. As you can see, a lot of people might even struggle just doing, the easy things I do. But like I said, I have more tips. I didn't give away nearly as many tips. I just give out the tips that I can think of as they come and things like that. And if I get a prime example, I throw them out here and there. But yeah, if you enjoy, like I said, leave a like, and I will be posting more videos of me on Domination All Star for now, and then I might post some triple threat streams and things like that. So stay tuned. You got any questions, comments? Like I said, I know I repeat myself at this point, but yeah, please let me know, and see you guys later.